Good morning, children. Now we have finished multiplication of fractions. We have also done few problem sums. I hope you've understood them. Now today we will, what is multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of a fraction? Multiplicative inverse is also known as reciprocal. Now I'll explain you what is this with the help of an example. Now look at this example, children. Look at this example. 1 over 5 multiplied by 5. Okay, let us see what do we get when we multiply these two fractions. Now, we are multiplying a fraction by a whole number 5. Now you know 5 means it can be written in fractional form. This whole number 5 can be written in fractional form. 5 can be written as 5 over 1. Now 5, numerator 5 and denominator 5. They both can be reduced by 5. So let us divide 5 by 5. When we divide 5 by 5, we get 1. When we divide 5 by 5, we get 1. So it means 1 times 1 is 1 and 1 times 1 is 1. So 1 times 1 over 1 means 1. So you see, when we multiply 1 over 5 with 5, what do we get? We get 1. So when the product of two fractions is 1, then each of the fractions is called multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of the other. Now see, 1 over 5 is the multiplicative inverse of 5 and 5 is the multiplicative reverse of 1 over 5. 1 over 5 is the multiplicative inverse, also means reciprocal. 1 over 5 is the reciprocal of 5. And 5 is the reciprocal. 5 is the reciprocal of 1 over 5. So, the product of two fractions, whenever it is 1, each of them is the reciprocal of the other fraction. Let us take one more example, children. Now see. Let us take 1 over 15. Let us multiply this by 50. Now 15 is a whole number. It can be written in fractional form. 1 over 15 multiplied by, when we write whole number 15 in fractional form, what do we get? It can be written as 15 over 1. Whole number 15 can be written in fractional form as 15 over 1. Now in the previous sum, what did we do? We found the common denominator of numerator and denominator and divided them by that. Now there is one more way. Let us multiply the numerators. 1 times 15 is 15. And let's multiply the denominators. 15 times 1 is 15. Now 15 and 15, they can be divided, both of them can be divided by 15. 15 divided by 15 means 1. And 15 divided by 15 means 1. So 1 over 1. 1 over 1 means 1. So again you see, children, 1 over 15 and 15, the product of these two is 1. So whenever the product of a fraction and a whole number is 1, each of them is the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of the other. So 1 over 15 is the reciprocal of 15 and 15 is the reciprocal of 1 over 15. Now everyone, open your book at page number 67. I want everyone to open their book at page number 67. Multiplicative inverse is explained there. The explanation has started from there, from that page 67. See the lower portion. Underline multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of a fraction. Underline this. Now see, there are few examples given there. The first example is 1 over 2. We are multiplying by 2. So what do you see? The product of 1 over 2, which is a fraction, and whole number 2. What is it? The product is 1. So 1 over 2 is the multiplicative reverse or inverse of 2, and 2 is the reciprocal of 1 over 2. Like this, children, there are few fractions and whole numbers given. Each of them is the reciprocal of the other. Now turn your book to page number 68. Let's read. We see that in each case the product of a whole number and a fraction number is 1. We call each of them as the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of the other. Now underline. Underline this. The product of whole number, I want you to underline here, children. See page number 68. Underline the product of a whole number and the fractional number is 1. When it is this, then we call each of them as the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of the other. Now underline this also. See in the example 1 over 2 multiplied by 2, their product is 1. What does it mean? Underline this example also. 1 over 2 multiplied by 2 is equal to 1. Underline this and then underline. Implies that, underline, 1 is the multiplicative, 1 over 2 is the multiplicative inverse of 2 and 2 is the multiplicative inverse of 1 over 2. Okay? Now children, we saw that when a fraction is multiplied by a whole number and the product is 1, they are the reciprocal of, each is the reciprocal of the other. Now we will see when two fractions are given and the product is 1. What happens? Now see, 2 over 3, when we multiply by 3 over 2. Now see, both of them are fractions. Now see, let's see what is their product. When we multiply 2 over 3 by 3 over 2, what do we get? Now see, numerator 2 and denominator 2 of the other fraction can be reduced. They have a common factor. Both of them can be reduced by 2. 2 divided by 2, 1. 2 divided by 2, 1. Now the numerator of the second fraction and denominator of the first fraction, both of them are 3. They can also be reduced by 3. 3 divided by 3, 1. 3 divided by 3, 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So 1 over 1 means, children, 1. So you see, 2 over 3 and 3 over 2, when we are multiplying, the product of these two fractions is 1. So what does it imply? It implies that 2 over 3 is the reciprocal of 3 over 2. 2 over 3 is the reciprocal of 3 over 2. And 3 over 2 is the reciprocal of 2 over 3. 3 over 2 is the reciprocal of 2 over 3. Reciprocal means multiplicative inverse. So children, now look at these examples which are given here, children. Here, see, here. Look at the examples which are given here. 4 over 5 is, when 4 over 5 is multiplied by 5 over 4, what do we get? We get 1. So what does this imply? That 4 over 5 is the reciprocal of 5 over 4 and 5 over 4 is the reciprocal of 4 over 5. Underline this example, children. And now underline the product of two fractions is 1 1. So when the product of two fractions is 1, what we call each of the fractions as the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of the other. So underline this line. What do we observe? Underline. The product of two fractions is 1. You can add a word before the product. You can add when. When the product of two fractions is 1, we call each of the fractions as the reciprocal of the other. Now there is a blue box, rectangular blue box. There the definition of multiplicative inverse or reciprocals is written. I will explain you that. Now see, if the product of two fractions, like the product of two fractions is 1, or the product of a fraction whole number is 1, like I gave you the first example. Here, let me show you once again. See. So, children, if the product of two fractions is 1, or the product of a fraction and a whole number is 1, then each of them is called the reciprocal of the other. So, children, here the definition of reciprocal or multiplicative inverse is written. I want everyone to underline and read once. Let us read it. Thus, if the product of two fractions or a fraction and a whole number is 1, then either of them is called the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of the other. So, children, now after doing this, let us read the three properties and understand the three properties of reciprocal. Reciprocal, suppose I say, write the reciprocal of, now see, if I say write the reciprocal of 1, reciprocal of 1, what will be the reciprocal of 1? Now 1 is a whole number, isn't it? Now can we write in fractional form? Whenever we have to write in fractional form, in denominator place, what do we write? We write 1. So 1 can be written in fractional form as 1 over 1. Now 1 over 1. Now what is the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of 1 over 1? Children, what will it be, children? See, we switch the numerator and denominator, isn't it? Now, what do we get? In denominator 1 will go in numerator place and numerator will come in denominator's place, isn't it? So, it will be 1 over 1 only. 1 over 1 means 1. So, reciprocal of 1 is always 1, children. Now, see, 1. Let me explain it to you, or I can explain it to you another way. Now see, 1 should be multiplied by which number? So that their product is 1. Think like this. 1, we have to find the reciprocal of 1. 1 should be multiplied by which number? So that we get 1 as the 1. So that the product is 1. See, 1, if we multiply by 1 over 1, their product will be 1, isn't it? So, reciprocal of 1 is 1. So, on page number 69, three properties of reciprocal are given. And the first one I have explained to you just now. The reciprocal of 1 is 1. Underline the first property of reciprocal. The reciprocal of 1 is 1. Now, the second property, the reciprocal of 0 does not exist. The reciprocal of 0 does not exist. Now see the third one. Underline the second property also. Now see the third property. If a number is greater than 1, then its reciprocal is less than 1. Underline. If a number is greater than 1, then its reciprocal is less than 1. Let's See, let's take a number greater than 1. Let's take 11. 11 is greater than 1. Okay, now let's see what will be the reciprocal of 11. Now 11 is a whole number. Can we write in fraction form? Yes, we can write it as 11 over 1. 11 means what? 11 means 11 over 1. Isn't it? So now 11 over 1 should be multiplied by which number so that their product is 1? When we multiply 11 over 1 with 1 over 11, then only their product will be 1. Isn't it? So children, if a number is greater than 1, then its reciprocal is, children, if a number is greater than 1, then its reciprocal is less than 1. 1 second, children. Sorry children, I went wrong here. Sorry. See. Sorry, let me correct it. 11 can be written as 11 over 1. Now see, I want to write the reciprocal of 11 over 1. Now what will be the reciprocal of 11 over 1, children? To write the reciprocal, what do? We switch the numerator and denominator. See, so its reciprocal will be what, children? Denominator will take numerator place and numerator will take denominator place, isn't it? So it will be 1 over 11. So reciprocal of 11 will be 1 over 11. 1 over 11, it's less than 1, isn't it? See, 1 over 11 fraction, what does it mean? That a thing which is divided into 11 equal parts. We are talking about 1 part out of the 11 equal parts. So, reciprocal of a number which is more than 1. Its reciprocal is less than 1, isn't it? Now, underline. Take any number which is more than 1. You will find its reciprocal is less than 1. Now see, now another thing. After that, if a number is less than 1, then its reciprocal is greater than 1. Now think of a number which is less than 1. Now you will think that a number less than 1 is 0. But no. Come on, let me show you a figure. Now see. I have divided this figure into 5 equal parts. And I am talking about 2 equal parts. I have shaded 2 parts. So 2 over 5. So this whole thing was divided into 5 equal parts. Isn't it? This whole thing was divided into 5 equal parts and out of that 2 parts are shaped. So 2 over 5, children, is what? Is less than 1 or more than 1? 2 over 5 is less than 1 because out of a whole thing we are talking about the 2 equal parts. So children, let us take fraction 2 over 5. Now you know 2 over 5 is less than 1. So if a number is less than 1, now let's see what will its reciprocal be. To find the reciprocal, what do we do? The numerator and denominator, they switch place. Numerator becomes the denominator and denominator becomes the numerator. So 2 over 5, what is the reciprocal of that? The reciprocal of 2 over 5 is 5 over 2. Now see, 5 over 2 is more than 1. Are you realizing why 5 over 2 is more than 1? See, 5 over 2 is an improper fraction. Let us change this into, why am I saying that it is more than 1? Let me show that to you. 5 over 2 is an improper fraction. Let us divide and change into mixed fraction. 2 times 2 is 4. So now when we change into mixed fraction, what will it be? 2 and 1 over 2. Now see, compare 1 and 2 over 2. Which is a bigger number? Now see, here 1 is a whole number. Here what is the whole number? 2. So which is a bigger number? 2 or 1? 2 is a bigger number. So 2 and 1 over 2 is a bigger fraction. So you see here, the fraction was, if the number was less than 1. And with this figure I showed you that how it is less than 1. See, 2 over 5. So if a number is less than 1, its reciprocal is more than 1, isn't it? See, the reciprocal of 2 over 5 is 5 over 2. And you know that by it is more than 1, we change to mixed fraction and solve. Now everybody look at this, the examples that are given on page number 68. Let me drop this. Now see, there are few examples which are given on page number 68. Let's try to understand them. We have to find the reciprocal of, first one is 9. We have to write the reciprocal of 9. Now 9 is a whole number. To write the reciprocal, what will we do? We will first write it in fractional form. Now 9, how will we write in fractional form? 9 over 1. Now 9 and 9 over 1 means the same. It is in whole number form and this is in fractional form. Now we have to write the reciprocal of 9 over 1. To write the reciprocal of 9 over 1, what will we do? Numerator and denominator will switch the place. Denominator will become the numerator and numerator will become the denominator. So what will be the reciprocal? What will be the reciprocal of 9? Reciprocal of 9 will be, what will it be? Come on, tell, reciprocal of 9 will be 1 over 9. So you see, the first children, the property that I explained just now, if a number is more than 1, see, its reciprocal is less than 1. Okay, now let's look at the second example. Now it is given in fractional form, 7 over 8. We have to write the reciprocal of 7 over 8. What will we do? To write the reciprocal, numerator will come in denominator place and denominator will go in numerator place. So reciprocal of 7 over 8. Reciprocal of 7 over 8, what will it be? Let's use the numerator and denominator. Let's use their place. It will be 8 over 7. Isn't it? So you see, it was a number less than 1. 7 over 8 is less than 1. So its reciprocal will be more than 1. Now if a mixed fraction is given to you and we have to find this reciprocal, what will we do? Let's see. Suppose I write, take an example from the book only, D1, 3 and 4 over 7. Now here, 3 and 4 over 7 is a mixed number or a mixed fraction. We have to write this reciprocal. Now to write this reciprocal, first we will change it into improper fraction. And then we will write the reciprocal of improper fraction. Now come on, let's change this into improper fraction. 7 times 3 is 21. 21 plus 4, 25 over 7. So we have changed this mixed fraction into improper fraction. Now we can write the reciprocal of, reciprocal of 25 over 7. Now the reciprocal of 25 over 7, children, what will it be? Let's use the place of numerator and denominator. Numerator will become the denominator and denominator will become the numerator. What will be the reciprocal? 7 over 25. So if a mixed fraction is given to you, we first change it into improper fraction and then write the reciprocal of that improper fraction. Let's quickly take a whole number, 7. Let's write the reciprocal of 7. So if you have a whole number, what will you do? You will write in fractional form. What is the fractional form of whole number 7? its reciprocal would be 1/7. Now children, page number 69, exercise 4M. Children, there are two questions given. The first question is fill in the blanks. I have already explained to you it is based on what is multiplicative inverse or reciprocal. Okay, it is based on that. I will pick up this question A and send it to you. You will do it in your book. Then question B. You have to find the reciprocal of each of the following. There are 10 numbers given. Few numbers are whole number, few are fractions, few are mixed fractions. So you have to write the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of each of the following. So question B, we will do in the mathematics notebook. And question A, you will solve in the book. That's all for today. Complete the work that I am going to send today.